Lock in America! It's time for Straight Talk! This is the Wayne Dupree Podcast, hosted by Wayne Dupree, with co-host Jason Robertson, delivering powerful opinions, artsy debates on politics, entertainment, and the hottest stories. No spin, just honest takes and real conversations! The Wayne Dupree Podcast is lit! Let's get into it right now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. We'll move this over here. My name is Wayne Dupree. Okay, there we go. My name is Wayne Dupree, and we are live here on Tuesday, July 7th, 2026. Welcome to the Dupree Report. Glad to have each and every one of you here. If you're not checking out talkred.com, how many of y'all checked out talkred.com? I mean, hopefully I'm not just throwing that out there just to be throwing it out there. Talkred.com is aggregate for news, so diversify your knowledge by checking out talkred.com. Again, we're not opening futurely. Okay, well, I might have to change my webcam then. This is our only day this week of broadcasting. Yesterday I had a VA appointment type thing, and Jason's out tomorrow. I also have a couple of real world things that I have scheduled for tomorrow too. So we're Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday when we broadcast. So I just want to let everybody know that. Okay, real quick, RVM News. Red Voice Media. Don't forget to check out rvmnews.com. But like I said, if you haven't checked out talkred.com, you're missing out, because and I know many of y'all follow, I know many of y'all want information at your fingertips. So make sure you check out talkred.com. We also have Mr. Jason Robinson from Minnesota. What's up, Jason?
Hey, folks. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to the Dupree Report. My name's Jason Robertson, and I'm here from Minnesota. Excited to spend the day with you all. And thanks for taking time in your day to tune in. As we get going, hit the thumbs up, hit the share, comment, let us know what you're thinking. And so much fun stuff to go over. I can't wait to get into it.
Let's see. There is.
Are we calling Mitch McConnell?
We can't. Jason's laughing. I don't even know what's up with the McConnell thing. I really don't. Basically, why are you laughing? What's up?
I just think the Mitch McConnell story is so funny.
How is it funny? What's going on?
Well, I mean, Mitch McConnell, for those who haven't heard, and prayers to Mitch McConnell. I hope he's doing okay. Like that needs to be said, but sounds like he had some sort of medical emergency. He's in the hospital. That part's not entertaining. But what is entertaining is his wife, who we've long suspected just has shenanigans going on, flew over to China to meet with some of their senior officials. For those who don't know, his wife, who's Chinese, I've long suspected, this is my opinion, NewsGuard, that she is interconnected with the Communist Party over there, and she runs a big shipping company. And while her husband's in the hospital, she's flying over to China. And then layer on with it, Mitch McConnell is famous for just leveraging all of the rules and whatnot to just obstruct things in the Senate or push what he wanted. Sometimes it's to our benefit, like when he didn't fill the Supreme Court vacancy a few years ago, although that got us Amy Coney Barrett, so take of that what you will. But he needs to make it to August 3rd so they don't have to have a preliminary election or to backfill his seat. if he resigns from the Senate, passes away before August 3rd, they have to have an election, which would just be chaos or whatnot. So I think a lot of people are suspecting that if he is in rough shape, that he's just like, oh, I can't go till August 3rd. And you'll see an announcement August 3rd, 4th, 5th that what he's really at. And a couple of the guys like Thune are coming out saying, oh, no, Mitch is fine. But I think the prevailing opinion is that Mitch is really in a rough spot. And the guy's like 150 years old. I don't know how long turtles live, but he, like his health has been declining. He should have resigned years ago, in my opinion.
What I don't get is the situation with many of the politicians that are in Congress today. They can leave for 3 months and nobody say nothing. Nobody
Right?
say anything at all. There's another Republican that was gone for 3 months that went through the election, got voted back in, and he's in now. And said, I'm sorry, I was going through depression. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Hold on 1 second. See who's at the doorbell. UPS. Wait a minute. Hold on. Is anybody there?
Oh, hey, and shout out in the chat, Becky, no more chemotherapy. Congratulations and prayers to Becky. And she has a video of ringing the doorbell or ringing the bell when she was cleared from her cancer. So shout out to Becky, prayers for her. All right. While Wayne runs to get the door, I just want to give a shout out. First chat of the day was Mark 0 over on the Rumble. We got Becky over there, Paul Reese. Shout out to Paul Reese. You can go to Split Rock Coffee, splitrockcoffee.com, promo code Wayne, veteran-owned coffee company. We love those guys. And the lighter the roast, the more the caffeine. We also got Diane, who made it over to the Rumble. Make sure the Rumble folks all say hi to Diane and welcome over there. We got K-Gun Girl, Jay Andrew. So the gang's all here. But yeah, let me know in the chat, what do you think's going on with Mitch? Am I out there? Do I need to get the tinfoil hat, or do I or are we all gonna say, yeah, something's hanky with Mitch's wife and running over to China? And I think, was it K-Gun Girl put in the chat that everybody knows he's not coming back, so something needs to be done. And here's what, and we got JR over in the YouTube. Welcome, JR. But I think Wayne touched on a great issue. Like, how do we have these politicians that I mean are clearly serving well beyond their expiration date? You see Mitch McConnell, you see, Wayne looks sad. Did somebody send you a bucket full of money?
No, I was supposed to be getting, that thing.
Oh, yeah. Wayne's looking for his medicine.
Protein rice.
Oh, nice. You can never have too much rice.
Protein rice, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're trying to cut down, and I'm not sponsored, if you're trying to cut down on the regular rice and enriched bleach rice and stuff like that, you can, I put a link in the chat, but I have this on my Amazon store. This is protein rice. It tastes just like the real thing. There's no difference except for it has extra fiber, extra protein. It's 53% more protein. Yeah. And
what's it made out of?
Regular rice.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Made from second generation farming in South Louisiana. 53% more protein than the average consumer brand. Also boasts a low score on the glycemic index for those with high blood pressure and things like that. So, but we can't tell no difference. And
who would have thought a couple of years ago Wayne Dupree would be talking health stuff?
And I add some chicken bouillon powder to this, and I mean the whole family eats this, and they're like, "This is good."
Wayne's gearing up for his first live stream of what's your new channel? The weekend
weeknight wins.
Weeknight wins or something like that. Yeah.
Weeknight wins.
When are we going live on your first stream of you cooking?
Man, I don't know.
I don't know. Get the kids out there filming.
Jason, I gotta tell you something about Instagram. I wasn't a believer there at first. Believe me, and for Facebook too. But ladies and gentlemen, like I said, Jason hooked me on to their creative bonus program thing a couple of months ago, and some of the things that they asked for is way off. I mean,
Right.
there's no way that with the suppression that they're giving me, I'm going to get 200,000 views on a reel. There's no way for 400 and some dollars. There's no way. I mean, so I look at that and I'm like, yeah, whatever. But in reaching more people outside of what I usually have been reaching through motivation and it's motivation and something else, and health, motivation, health, both of those. There, if you are thinking about doing something through Facebook or Instagram with that, there's a lot of people. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that are really into receiving motivational messages in the morning. I mean, I didn't think that was a thing, but they are. That that don't have anything to do with politics, anything to do with anything to do with anything on the political spectrum. And you follow more of those type of motivational groups and stuff. Even on Reddit, my stuff is popping on Reddit. It's like 8,000, 9,000 views in a day, which is cool. Now you can't make money. Well, actually you can after you reach a certain status on Reddit. But yeah, I'm like, wow, I didn't know. I didn't know it was like that. But thank you, Jason, for.
How's that Instagram? Are you making any money at that?
It's starting. I'll say it's starting. And it's starting because if you use Instagram edits, it works better. It works a whole lot better. You start getting a whole lot more views when you use Instagram edits. When you Instagram just came out with new sizes for their which they want for their platform. And when I start moving to that size, it tells you want to do a carousel maybe once a week. You want to do a reel at least 3 times a week. You want to do a post maybe 5 times a week. Or, if you stick in that lane and you continue to do it like that, my numbers going up 237%. And they're showing it to people that non-followers. They're showing it to non-followers is basically what it is. So I didn't believe the Instagram edit thing at first, but I do now. And I even transfer some of those things to Facebook, but sometimes it don't work on Facebook like it's supposed to, even though they're the same company. But so now I have to use the same idea, but use different sizes on Facebook. Yeah. But the idea of the motivational thing, the story thing, I have a America at 250 series that I just started up, because again, I like history. I did not, and one thing I just put out today, and I know, look, it's our Friday anyway. Listen, it's our Friday anyway. I did not know that the Statue of Liberty. Now I know the Statue of Liberty came from France. I knew that. I didn't know that the original idea was supposed to be given to the Egyptians.
Really?
There's supposed to be a farmer, a female farmer with a torch in her hand that France and the Egyptian people over there had come to an agreement with, $600,000 or something like that way back then. But she was going to be at the beginning of I don't know, and I'm getting this wrong, the Nile, or she would be the bridge between Asia and Africa. In a way, the bridge between that. But when new leadership came in, they were like, you had that deal with that guy. That's too much for us. We're going through some issues now. No. So the creator of that idea came to America. And America was going through their, it was right after the Civil War. It was right after the Civil War. Yeah. And they were celebrating, it wasn't the bicentennial, but they were celebrating something like that. So he just made some design changes. And instead of a farmer's wife holding up the thing, we got the Statue of Liberty thing. That was, but yeah, I have a America at 250 series. This is part 3 that I put out today on Instagram. You can check it at Real Wayne Dupree, but it's like only 5 slides. It's a carousel, so you swipe and read. So yeah.
Wayne's gonna be a health coach, offering positive message guy. He's like, man, don't bother me with no politics. Let's talk about.
I'm starting to go that way, man. I'm starting to go that way because it's like I look at things and I'm like, my head is hurting. Me and Jason have to take off for the weekend. We have to turn the TV off. He has to walk the dog. I have to go outside and put my hair in the wind. And with
no hair.
Well, as of today, my barber's gone for the next 3 weeks. So I told her, yeah, just cut it low. Just cut it low.
Gotta get some hair, dude. Gotta get some hair. Come on, Wayne Dupree. Let that stuff grow. We'll see who can get a better afro.
I ain't gonna let it grow like that, but yeah. Wait, Jason's wife sent me a picture of his hair. No, sent me a backwards picture of his hair, and then he took me a front picture side of his hair. I was like, oh, okay. I see why she feels the way that she does. Yeah, Jason, put the hat back on. Put the hat back on. Dude, you have got to be going to sleep with that hat on, or she is going to be mad. But
it's really funny because when my buddy said, "Oh, hey, will you perform my wedding ceremony?" and they're doing a Lord of the Rings themed wedding, and I'm like, "Oh, that'd be great." And I thought to myself, I wonder if I could grow my hair and beard out so that I could look a little bit like Gandalf the Wizard. And if you've never tried to grow your hair out as an old man, it's like, okay, well, the front doesn't grow. That's unfortunate, but man, I can get it growing out sideways like nobody's business. And I can get the beard going pretty good. So, although tune in August, midnight, August 1st, when I get home from the wedding and I got to shave my beard. And then August 2nd, when my wife already has an appointment for my haircut. So it's going to be a good run.
So with the Mitch McConnell thing for NewsGuard, according to McConnell spokespersons on last Thursday, McConnell remains hospitalized more than 3 weeks after being admitted following a medical emergency, with his office still not detailing what it was. Laura Loomer has claimed he's brain dead. She says she got that from somebody in D.C. She's announced him basically brain dead already. But according to NBC News on July 6th, as of yesterday, police scanner audio shows CPR was performed. I think I saw this over the weekend that they found him unconscious.
Yes.
Was performed at his home on June 14th, though his office never confirmed the recording was about him. According to CBS News Review, the public EMS dispatcher called in a cardiac arrest, and a medic reported CPR in process. McConnell's name was never mentioned on the call itself. Usually, they do that for Hollywood stars, or like in the way of the Hulk Hogan thing. They kind of hold back. But Reuters cited a Pakistani outlet that says sources close to the White House, that's probably where Laura Loomer got hers, claim McConnell is not coming back. No on-record confirmation from McConnell's office, but says that is unconfirmed, not settled. Like Jason was talking about, Deseret News. If McConnell cannot finish his term, Kentucky law now requires a special election rather than a governor appointment to fill the seat. Relevant because he's already not seeking re-election in January. So I was mentioning before, and this happens on both sides. These people leave. These people leave for weeks. They go, and the reason why it's really not brought out into the public is because many of the people don't follow Congress like that. And then the people that do follow Congress, for some reason, they don't like the journalists of old, so they don't pay attention unless there's a big gigantic vote that needs to come up and say, where's Jason Robinson? Where's he been? But if it's just a regular, we're not going to do our jobs today, we're just going to get in front of the cameras, you can hide out for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And let's be serious. Senate's really not doing anything. I mean, the SAVE Act is in there, but they really pushed that. What is it? July 7th. We're 3 months away from I was going to say special election. We're 3 months away from the general election. They're playing with the SAVE Act, McConnell, last time I saw him, I don't know if this was the last video, it was the last time I saw him, he was walking in the hallway, holding somebody's arm, and then he pulled his arm back because he looked like, I can do it myself. And then he fell.
You're right.
And then he wanted to hold somebody's arm. I was like, come on, man.
Well, yeah, because if you figure the Senate schedule, so they are still gaveling in, so technically they're not shut down, because if they go in recess, Trump can appoint people. So Republicans, the rhinos, are preventing Trump from doing recess appointments. Like, let's not make that, let's make that clear. But they were off from before the 4th of July. They come back July 13th, so next Monday. And then they're back until August 10th. And then they're off another 5 weeks. So they're like, the Senate's supposed to be a deliberative body. They're supposed to be like the backstop to make sure not too much crazy things happen. But even something like the SAVE Act, like, they have zero interest in passing the SAVE Act, which that should be really uncontroversial legislation. I mean, the fact is, we have tens of millions of people that are here, that are illegal, that are getting licenses, all those things, saying, hey, for federal elections, you need to verify their citizenship before you register them to vote. Like, this shouldn't be controversial.
Well, for those, let's see, for those that how many? Well, how many people went to the DC thing? The DC America 250. How many? How many
I
people?
don't think they've released any official stats. It was funny, the state fair.
Well, I mean, I was wondering, was there anybody in the chat that went to DC for for last weekend? Because I know it was hot. Because it was hot here. Um, uh, and if y'all went, did y'all experience the heat that I kind of warned y'all about, or what? You know, is anybody responding? I got it. This chat.
I don't see him in Rumble Studio.
No,
The chat's a little delayed on there.
is it okay? All right. Yeah. I mean, my temperature, my air conditioning thing. It was cool in the house, but the temperature kept going up. temp, temp kept going up, and I was getting the notifications. It's like, you have your temperature at a certain degree, but it's not going back. It hasn't gone back down for the last 3 hours, but it's still cool. And then I think it was Saturday night. Was it Saturday night? It was Sunday night. Sunday night, the power went off a couple times, and and I'm sitting. I'm like, damn, it's gonna be hot. I mean, it got hot in this house quick. I was like, oh man, but power came back on. I'm sitting there. Jason. I'm sitting there eating a bowl of cherry. It's like, oh, well, what am I gonna do? I mean, I did come back. I did come down in the basement, and I did check to see if the breaker that was on the breaker. I went back upstairs, started finishing my bowl of cherries, and all of a sudden came back on. I was like, okay, all right. Choo! Then it went back out again. I'm like, okay.
See, now if I could get you to read or listen to Mongol Moon when your power went out, you could have actually thought you could have thought the EMP hit and the Chinese decided to attack on the 4th of July, and that's why our power went out. Yeah, it's funny when you talk about that air conditioning too, because a few years ago I got a new central air, and I held off as long as I could. My old one was great. Like, you could get the house down to like freezer level. You crank that thing up. I'm sure it was inefficient. I'm sure it caused some global warming or something, but man, that thing was great. It would freeze anything. And then but you just couldn't get Freon for it. So I had to get a new one. And I got a nice one, and it's supposed to be big enough to handle my house and all that. But man, those things, they just don't get as cold. And it's like they run all the dang time because they're just not as strong. And it's like, oh, it's less energy, or it's more energy efficient to run all the time. So it's like this week where in the morning it's nice. Jen and I went to the dog park this morning. Jen's off tomorrow, or this week. So she's been hanging out at home, but we're like, oh, okay, we usually do the dog park in the afternoon. We had to go this morning. It was nice out. It was cool. But by 3 p.m, it's going to be like 90 degrees and ridiculous. So,
you know what, too? I 4th of July, ladies and gentlemen. You know how everybody cooks, and it cooks for hot dogs and steaks and stuff, and they do all the cooking for the 4th of July, but for the fireworks and stuff. Well, over here it was going to be 101 degrees around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It was going to be 101, and by the time it got around 7 o'clock, it would have been about maybe 94, 93 as the sun was going down, because the sun doesn't set until about 9 o'clock. So, 8:45, 9 o'clock. So what I thought, I'm going to be smart about this. On Saturday morning at 5:30 a.m., I got up. I started
Yeah, I got pictures of like 42 meals he made.
I started cooking.
Like, what the?
That's right. I started cooking at five. Well, actually, I start cooking around 6:30, quarter to 7 in the morning. I had prepared the day before with the baked beans and the macaroni and cheese, but I made sure I was like, okay, by 4 o'clock or by 3 o'clock on Saturday, I want to be done everything so I'm not in the heat and stuff. I almost made it. I almost made it. The only thing I had left was the vegetables that I had on the grill around 2 o'clock. But 2 o'clock is well, actually 3 o'clock is when the 100 degrees started, and or yeah. Either way, I was in and out. Beef ribs, pork ribs, uh, chicken breasts.
It was like 25 pictures of deliciousness.
That's right. That's right. That's right. We're still gnawing on that stuff right now.
Oh my gosh.
Well, the baked beans are gone. The vegetables are gone. Beef ribs are almost gone. Pork ribs are almost gone. Yeah. And I did happen to get I did happen to get 6 more apple pies. I thought those apple pies were going to be gone, man.
No, it's long as they got inventory.
Okay. All right.
You
okay.
got 6 more apple pies.
Yep. I got 6 more.
How many of the first 6 did you eat, and how many did the kids eat?
I ate 2 of the first 6.
Okay.
I ate 2 of the first 6. I got 6 more on Friday. On Friday, and I only ate 1 between Friday and today. So I put them in the air fryer. I put them in the air fryer to get that crisp up. I don't know about anybody else, because I know other people probably put that stuff in the microwave. I don't put it in the microwave. I put it in the air fryer. So it comes out, and then when it tells me,
then it's crispy.
Tells you to turn over. Look, it's crispy. It's just like the real thing. It's crispy. Man, side of my face. But President Trump is in NATO is talk with is with. Look, President Trump. I know some people up there in that White House probably watch the show, still watch the show. I know y'all do, because y'all change when we tell you to change, or when we say something. If you're gonna drop out of NATO, just drop out, man. Stop talking about it. Just do it. Stop threatening, because you threaten a lot. People don't take you serious. Just walk. Once they see you packing up boxes and stuff like that, then they'll know you're serious. You know,
right.
That's it. What, because right now they're like, my name is Montoya Ricardo Rodriguez, and he's not going to move. He's not going anywhere. Okay, fine. Yeah. So.
Well, and it's fascinating too. So just to put things in perspective, the Ukraine war is still going on.
He wants more money.
Bigger and beautifuler than ever.
He gave him more money too.
Yeah, I mean, there's a ton going on. There's drones. There's, it's fog war, so you don't know who's really winning or losing or whatnot. They're bombing each other's infrastructure. But as soon as the U.S. starts to pull back largely from that, like, when was the last time you saw a Ukrainian flag in Congress, or the last time you saw people screaming about things, So I think, we have enough things in America. Like, let's worry about America, President Trump. I'm down. Yeah. Like, let's unentangle ourselves from all the shenanigans going on in these other countries. And like, I would just like to see him, if we're going to occupy a country, like, can it be Minneapolis? Like, can we go black bag Tim Walz and like have him show up in a detention camp? I don't know. I mean, like, is that too much to ask?
He caught, man. Did you say Minneapolis or just Minnesota? You said Minneapolis.
Minnesota in general, but Minneapolis,
said,
Minnesota, St.
If you're
Paul.
going to occupy
He could go get Mayor Jacob Fry and just, like they're celebrating Somalia Independence Day and they're not even celebrating America's Independence Day, which drives me nuts because you get these Somalis who are like, oh, let's celebrate Somalia Independence Day. And it's like, and then they're saying how great Somalia is. If it's so great, go home. Just go home. You don't need to be here. If you think we're terrible, you think Somalia is great, you want to celebrate Somalia, go home. No harm, no foul. We will wish you well in Somalia. But as soon as you say, okay, well, we're going to send you all back to Somalia, everybody's screaming like, oh my God, this is terrible. It's like, you guys just had a week-long celebration. And it brings up an interesting point too, because there was like 6 or 7 cities across America, several in Minnesota, that flew the Somali flag over the Capitol buildings or over city halls. And I'm like, I don't know any historical time when any civilization flew another country's flag over its capital or over its, over a governor's mansion, unless you conquered. Like that was the symbol of I have conquered your country. Like when somebody invades and takes over, the first thing they do is like, okay, we're flying our flag now. The Union did it in the South. I mean, it's like it's so symbolic of conquest. How have we normalized? Like, yeah, let's go fly their flag. It's the most idiotic thing I've ever seen.
Well, I mean, and 100% correct on that. It's the most idiotic thing we've ever seen. But I always wonder who allows them to do it.
Right.
I mean, it's just these people have decided that they just and it goes back to education. They don't know anything about the real melting pot. Well, actually, they've destroyed the melting pot. Actually, they have melted the pot, period. But if you think, if you don't like America, like Jason said, actually, there's really 3 ways of fixing it. You can leave because nobody asked you here. And we're living here in a day and time where it's easy for you to leave where you don't want to be. Right. You don't have to. I mean, you only have one life. This is a PSA announcement. You only have one life to live. And for you to go around saying that you're unhappy, that you are living in a country that doesn't represent you, or you moved here and it doesn't represent you, and you leave. I mean, and I've cleaned that up the best way I can. Leave. You don't have to be here. Now, if you have some type of, which is what America is supposed to be, if you have something that you can contribute to help make America better, welcome. If you come in the right way, welcome. Because there is a right way and there's a wrong way. I know people kind of blur those lines today, but there's a right way to do it and there's a wrong way to do it. If you come here the right way, and yes, I think many people will agree things have to change because the old way was for the old way and there's a new way for the new way. But the people in charge, the bill writers, the legislators, they have to work out something. They really don't work. But they have to work out something to maybe streamline things to make things better for today's time. If you're running something from the 1920s today and it's 2026, I mean, Constitution is different. The immigration process, a little bit different, because there should be ways that you can bring that immigrants, real immigrants, not illegal, that real immigrants that want to come here and they want to contribute should be able to do so the right way in a right amount of time, not under 1926 or 1921 rules, But again, though, if you want to fix, or if you see something that can be done better, there are ways, there are rules, there are laws in America that you should use to do so. They're there. There are many people out there saying, well, there's no such thing as illegal. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. If not, there wouldn't be any jails. There's a whole lot of things that are illegal in this country. One of those things is come in the wrong way, whether it's by hook or crook, whether it's by underground, whether it's through the air, whether it's by fake passports, fake IDs, whether it's in the back of a car, whether it's in the floor of a car, trunk, truck, and there are ways to get into this country illegally, and it's wrong. Y'all know it's wrong. Everybody knows it's wrong. Even the people that do it know it's wrong. They know it's wrong, and they keep doing it. And reason why is because there are people in charge that are allowing them to do it because they're getting something off of it. Money, perks, vacations, I don't know, t-shirts, watches, whatever they're getting.
Well, here's what's funny though. 2 points on that. Point one, I don't think it's just the people sneaking in that we need to clamp down on. Like, I think the refugee programs are the most insane things ever. Haitian refugees, we gave them temporary protected status 20 years ago, or however long it was, so they could come in America while their country gets cleaned up. Now they extend temporary protected status forever, and we never ask the question, are these the sorts of people we want in America? Like, are they going to help us? Are they going to assimilate? Are they going to be productive? Are they going to be on welfare? And now that they're eliminating their temporary protected status, people are losing their minds. Like, oh no, we can't send them home. And it's like, why would we let them in the first place? And there was a Somali mayor of a town in Minnesota, I think St. Louis Park, which is down by Minneapolis. It's young gal Somali became mayor of the town. Town's getting overrun by Somalis. She came here as a refugee like less than 20 years ago. And she just flew back on somebody's dime to Somalia, met with somebody, shares all these videos how great Somalia is. And it's like, what are we doing? We let this gal in because she was a refugee, but now she can fly back to Somalia and meet with people and hang out and take vacation. It's like, if you're a refugee, you should never set foot back in Somalia, for a long, long time, because you needed refugee status because it was so bad. And it's just, no, shut that down. We don't need refugees. Like, there are plenty of places in the world for refugees to go. We need people coming to America that, and this ties into the second point. We don't, like, it's one thing if you come to America and like, hey, we could tweak this system a little better. But there's a whole nother thing if you come in and say, what we need is socialized medicine and free college for everybody. Like, wait, that's not the deal. That was never the program. That's not how it works. We aren't bringing people in to prescribe wholesale changes to the country. If you want to bring people in and like, hey, maybe we can adjust this thing a little bit. Okay, maybe. But like, we're not inviting you over to rewrite our constitution or how we do things. It's crazy.
Now, one way, well, one of the things that are different about this country than other countries, if people bring that type of idea over and stuff, the American people you would think the American people would vote it down. That's why they have elections. People bring the people that do bring those ideas over here, most of the time, uh, uh, if you had any American that is worth their weight in gold, uh, they would say or give you reasons why. Look, guess what? They just came from this thing. Let me explain why this doesn't work. Let me show you why it doesn't work. Let me show you why they ran away from it and why they're trying to bring it over here. And now let me show you why. Let me show you the why or what will work over here and what's been working or how we can improve this thing. Guess what? It doesn't win or whatnot. But I think what's happening is a whole lot of people, these refugees, well, not really refugees. I think the people at the top have got their hands into a whole lot of money that's overseas. And what happens when you have your money with things? You allow certain things to come over here. You allow certain things to happen to benefit that money transfer. You know, I mean, where you got you got Chinese students coming over here to the universities. Americans like, wait, what? You got the people from down south, south of the border, coming to work all of the what's the type of job? Hospitality jobs. Wait, what? What are Americans doing? Why can't Americans take jobs? Well, Americans ain't gonna take those jobs because they don't pay. Well, guess what? If you remove the EBT dependency role of the government, I bet you they'll work those jobs. I bet you they work those jobs fast, because as long as money, it sucks to say this, as long as money is king in this country, you got to have it. You got to have it to live. That's just the bottom line. And to watch, and to watch all of that money coming from overseas into, you got Chinese billionaires, millionaires coming over here, getting women pregnant, and doing those anchor baby stuff. Okay, so that they get citizenship immediately. You have the anchor baby situation. You have so many streamlined and pipelines of things that have been going on for decades. It didn't just start; it's been going on for decades. That and it's like, damn, somebody just got to stand up and say, "What the hell?" I was going to say something else, but maybe you could say it in your own mind, and y'all can go with that. But somebody's got to say, "What the hell?" and forget about their statue, forget about their position in life, forget about their popularity, forget about whatever perks that they have been getting from, and just stand up and say, enough. Put me in jail if you want to, but enough. Jason's young enough to do it. Jason, you can do it. I'm too old. I'm too old these days. I'm almost 60. I can't do it no more. But Jason's young. Jason's on the early side of 50. He still got a couple of years, just as soon as he get rid of the grizzly beard.
Oh, you wait. When I shave this, I'm going to take off like 10 years.
In about a month, he's going to be hosting Family Feud. So, it's like all these things are fixable, but the people at the top don't want to fix it, because if they fix it, then America won't. Then America say, "Well, we don't need you. We don't need to be dependent on you. We don't need to be worrying about the border. We don't need, because the border is being taken care of. We don't need to be worried about these. What did I used to call them? What did I say my dad used to call them? Social work. No, not social workers. The people who worked out in the field.
Oh, seasonal workers, or
there used to be another name for them. bring them back.
Farmers. Right.
Yeah, bring them back. They used to. My dad used to monitor these people. He monitored these people from the time they got over here to the time they left. He had maybe 3 or 4 camps that he went and checked. And when the season was over, the camps were cleared out. There's nothing wrong with that, America. Really, there's nothing wrong with it. It's and well, it is. No, you know what? No, that's the easy way out to say it is what it is. No, it's not. It is what it is. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's like I said, we just need some strong people that don't care about where they're going to see their place in history, and they just need to be activists, like my daughter. They need to be activists, and to stand up and say, we ain't taking this no more. We're not taking it no more. They need to be like the Bond Army. The Bond Army, they went to D.C. Remember that? They camped out. They camped out, veterans on the lawn, they set up tents. They didn't go nowhere until they were seen. That's what we need today. But
I think the problem is that you have so many people that don't understand or want to contribute in a productive fashion. Like, we keep moving to socialism as a country. We need more government programs. We need more free this. And nobody's connecting the dots that it's because there's a large percentage of the population that just isn't going to be productive enough to do that themselves. Pick any job, any whatever. Everybody in the chat, we all had our first job at 12 years old. I mean, our story's all the same. I moved up the corporate ladder because I took all the crap jobs nobody wanted and did good at it. But nowadays it's like, well, I don't want to have that. It's funny. Wayne shared a picture of his daughter doing a protest. Don't think I'm at a hospital in Maryland, and it's fascinating because I'm like, I wonder what they're striking for. And they were striking because they just can't find enough nurses. And because they can't find enough nurses, the nurses they have are struggling to keep up, and then they're getting frustrated. They're not delivering the care they want, that sort of thing. But then if you look at what the nurses' jobs are paid and their benefits, like, they're pretty good. And it's like, here you've got a hospital that the current strike is because they don't have enough staffing. And you look at what they're hiring at, it's like, well, that's a pretty good gig. Like, a lot of people should be pretty okay with that. Like, I think your daughter's pretty happy about what she's being paid and her benefits. I mean, everybody would always like more, but it's like, we can't find people to fill those jobs. And like nurses, till the end of time, you're going to need a nurse. It won't be replaced with AI. You need somebody to go give the pills or give the shot. And it's just such an indictment that, especially in Maryland, where look at the socioeconomic factors of some of the folks there that are broke and struggling and whatnot. And it's like, man, like, go to nursing school. Like, this is such a huge problem. Yeah, you got to figure out how you're going to pay for it or what that's going to look like. But man, you could end up at the end of that with a pretty good gig. And if we don't fill that gap, like, that hospital is just going to get worse and worse and worse. And it's like, man, we got to get people into these things that we need as a country. I mean, roofing used to be a really good paying job, and it still pays pretty good, but nobody wants to work that hard. But you bring in a Mexican who's willing to work that hard and accept that wage. Well, now you're letting the employer not pay as much, which, like, you're defeating yourself, because this should be jobs people do and work at and that sort of thing. So, I mean, people have lost that American dream of like I'm going to be self-sufficient. I'm going to be responsible for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Like at the end of the day, if this goes good or this goes bad, it's on me. It's funny. I was talking to a guy yesterday, a guy I used to work with who's going to be working with our company. And the way we structure things is like it's all paid on performance. How you do is how much you make. And I'm like, you were working at this other job where you had a salary, and that salary, you could sit there and say, oh, they're paying me not enough or whatnot. But here's the beauty, like if you do good, you make great money. And if you do poorly, you're struggling. And I said a lot of people just can't mentally wrap their head around that. Wayne and I both start the month at $0. And at the end of the month,
I am with $0.
I mean, at the end of the month, we understand if we're doing things, creating things that people want, we do pretty good. And if we don't, we don't. And like Americans have just lost that concept. People complain about their job. I had a family member that worked for a little pizza joint, and they're like, this is stupid. I'm like, well, you can have your own pizza joint. Like, if you think they're not paying enough, like, it's not that hard to get a franchise. Like, go start your own franchise. You can pay whatever you want. If you think everybody there should make $25 an hour, pay them that. Like, it's there. You are not unempowered where you have to sit there like a turtle on your back saying, they just don't pay me enough. You like get up, do something, and like Wayne, he's creating new and different type of content, and he is getting rewarded for, that he's making money on that.
Slowly,
yeah. People are like, I like this.
Yep.
Right.
The audience sees, they're like, wait a minute. I just thought that you were about this, but you have a little bit more to you. Okay, well, I never heard of him before. What's his? Oh, he's done another motivate. He's done another one. Okay, well, maybe I need to follow him to find out about this motivational thing because he's saying some good thing. Wait, he cooks too? Really? So yeah, it's like we live in a day and time. If you don't like it here, you can leave. We also live in a day and time where it's guess what? If you don't like your job, you don't have to be at that job. You don't. You don't. You can
make your own job.
I was going to say, I know this is weird to hear, but you can do your own thing. In today's time, you can do your own thing. And guess what? You might fail. But not like other countries. You can try again.
Right.
You can keep on trying. And a winner has failed maybe a few times. Got to keep on doing it. All right, we got to get ready to go. You know what nobody's talking about enough? The Strait of Hormuz. Tankers still moving through. They're under threat. Iran is still in the picture, and every time that region gets tense, energy prices jump, and your dollar buys less the next morning. That's not a maybe. That's just how it works. Here's the thing about gold. It doesn't care who's fighting in the Middle East. It doesn't care about what the Fed says next week. It's about protecting savings through every war, every crash, every currency reset for thousands of years. While paper promises come and go. Augusta Precious Metals can help you move part of your savings into real physical gold and silver. No hype, no pressure, just a straight conversation about protecting what you have built. You can go to waynesgold.com right now or after the show's over, or you can text Wayne to 35052. Again, waynesgold.com or text Wayne to 35052. Augusta Precious Metals, we talk about them all the time. Make sure that you check them out. Again, they won't cold call you. You text them, they give you the information. If you're interested, let them know, and you're on your journey. Believe me, they aren't taking your money. You keep your money. They just want to help you build it for you and your family. Jason, give me some final thoughts.
All right, final thoughts. First of all, thank you for tuning in, everybody. Sorry it's a short week for us here on the Wayne Dupree podcast, but life happens sometimes. For those who tune in to Todd and I Friday, we're going to be hanging out 10 o'clock over on the American Tribune. Check us out. We're going to have fun. We love the Rumble Chat. Rumble Chat's always a hoot. And so much crazy stuff. We got the Grand Planter by Friday. He should be out. Some interesting conversations, I think, to be had around that whole process. And yeah, all sorts of crazy news. Mitch McConnell, maybe they'll find his body. Maybe it'll be full weekend at Bernie's. Second thought, yeah, make sure you watch your health with the weather. Like we keep talking about that. We're a couple old guys and like it's super hot out. So don't be a hero. Don't be out mowing your lawn at 3 p.m. Hydrate up, all those sorts of things. And for tomorrow, Wayne mentioned it, but my wife's off. So we planned a date day on Wednesday. And we're actually going to the biggest oil refinery in Minnesota. On the way to Rochester, there's this big oil refinery. I went once as a little kid with my dad's work where I just rode with one of the drivers and they do refining and gas and solar and all this stuff. And we were driving by it a couple weeks ago and Jen's like, I wonder if they do tours. So she signed us up. They only do tours like twice a year, but it is Wednesday afternoon. So we'll have an oil refinery to talk about on Friday and Monday. So yeah, how cool is that? And how nerdy are we that like, oh, you're on vacation. Let's do something fun. Let's go tour an oil refinery. We're nerds. We're nerds.
Hopefully they have popcorn. As you know, the men's soccer. Congratulations to the men's soccer team for getting as far as they got to the quarterfinals. I think it was to the quarterfinals. America really is not has never really been that good at World Cup soccer, but they keep trying. They keep trying, and they're getting better and better. So we give a major shout out to the men's team. Now the men's team did get kicked around yesterday. Belgium, I guess, took it personally about what happened with the red card thing. Jason Whitlock over there at the Blaze basically was pulling for Belgium to win that game. Listen.
We're not really talking about soccer, are we?
No, I'm talking about Jason Whitlock.
Okay.
Listen, when it comes to America versus the world and different types of sports and stuff, I try to be America. Since I'm America first, I try to be America, no matter what. I might not agree with politics about some of these people that do their things, but I believe in America over. I believe in America more than I believe in all the other countries, and I want us to do the best that we can. For an American to come out to say I'm publicly and say I'm for another country because the president shouldn't have put his 2 cents into this and stuff. You're not doing anybody. Well, you're not doing yourself any good. You're not. As a matter of fact, you really look stupid. Yeah, I know. Belgium is a better team. Belgium. And Norway. Well, actually, I will do a little bit of soccer because I like the TV series Vikings, and I love it. I've watched it like maybe 3 times. It has like maybe a few seasons. If y'all know Ragnar Lothbrok and his wife Largatha, the Queen of Shield Maidens, if y'all know these, and Rollo, his brother, and his sons in the great army of Vikings. Watching Norway win on Sunday and what they did with the crowd when it was over, and the rowing.
It's pretty cool.
That was so cool. I was like, every time that I heard it, I smiled because it took me back to the TV show. But dude, that's just freaking cool to see. There was a pub. There was a I guess it was this place where a whole lot of the Norway fans were, and they were sitting on the floor at the pub, and they were doing the whoo, oh, I was like, oh my God, this is cool.
Okay, I have a terrible confession. Sometimes when I'm working on YouTube, there's this dude, Peyton Parrish, I think is his name, who does like Nordic songs.
Oh, yeah?
And it's kind of like grunting and guttural and whatnot. And I'll like throw that on when I'm working. You need that little extra. And like they're pounding the big drums and he's singing. I'll send you a link.
It's cool. If Norway wins the whole thing, I'm happy. I just want to see them do that thing again. Again, y'all have a great week. And whatever you do, it's supposed to be cool over here, and it's supposed to get a little bit hot toward the weekend, but it's not going to be as hot as it was last week. El Nino, watch out for that. But until then, y'all take care of yourself. Jason, y'all have a great holiday at the
oil refinery.